What's up guys, my name is Zanprez and welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I am finally going to be talking about all of the different amulets that you can have in this game. So if you're a little bit newer to Beachz Simulator and you don't know what the amulets are basically just other boosts that you can get by completing various things around the map, and some of them are harder to get than others, and lots of them actually scale based on your ability to do current things in the game. Some of them are required to get a certain score to obtain something or have a certain amount of bees to get them. So this video is going to kind of just be a basic breakdown of some of the amulets. I would actually totally be willing to do a deeper video on amulets where I kind of break down the amulets a little bit more. I could do a video where I explain the amulets and the amulet combinations that you would want if you were a white hive, a red hive, or a blue hive, kind of anything like that. So if you guys find that helpful, then just let me know in the comments and I can definitely consider making a video about that. But today I think I'm just going to kind of get into the basics of the amulets, because especially when you're starting the game, they're kind of confusing and you don't always know if your amulet is good or if your amulet is bad. And yeah, I'm kind of just going to get into it, talk a little bit about the basics, and let's get right into it. So before I get into this video, I just want to say really quickly, thank you guys so much for 3,000 subscribers. I cannot believe that we finally hit this number. I seriously don't even know what to say. It means so much to me. I cannot believe that the channel has been growing so fast. I mean, I seriously never thought we would get to even 100 subscribers, and especially in this short amount of time, it's insane. So thank you guys so much. And honestly, this just goes to show, if you guys want to start your own channel, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Anybody can film a video and upload it. So I hope this channel also might inspire you to do something bigger as well. So if you guys are new to my channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. Join all 3,000 of us on this channel, and yeah, let's get into it. So in Beachz Simulator, there are 6 amulets in the game. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I only counted 6 amulets, but I suppose there could be more that I'm forgetting, but I don't think I am forgetting any. So these amulets are the Shell Amulet, the Star Amulet, the Stick Bug Amulet, the Moon Amulet, the Ant Amulet, and the King Beetle Amulet. And all of these amulets are obtained in different ways, and a lot of these are easier than others. So I guess I'm kind of just going to go down this list, talk about the basics, how to obtain each of the amulets, and maybe in the future I can get into the deeper parts of them, because a lot of the end game amulet just statistics and things get pretty complex. So I hope that this at least can help you just to get to the later stages of the game and understand the amulets a little bit better. So the first amulet I'm going to talk about is the Shell Amulet, and this Shell Amulet, I would say it's a pretty easy amulet to get, because it is a guaranteed drop from the Stump Snail. So the Stump Snail is located in the Stump Field, and it has 30 million health, I believe, or maybe 25 million. I think it has 30 million health, and it's extremely difficult to defeat, especially when you're early game. You definitely have to make sure that you have some higher level bees. I think the Stump Snail is a level 7 mob, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And you gotta be able to defeat that to get this amulet. This is actually such a great amulet, especially at the beginning of the game. And a lot of times what I found is it's so hard to defeat the Stump Snail that people can just AFK in the middle of the field for a little bit. Maybe get yourself an auto clicker or something that will make sure that you don't get disconnected from the game, and try to just take down the King, or not the King Beetle, the Stump Snail, because it will take quite a bit of time, especially the first time you're killing it. But that's going to be a guaranteed drop from the Stump Snail, and it will most likely get better. Your amulet will most likely get better in rarity every time that you kill it. However, sometimes your amulet is going to be worse than others. So I right now have a Supreme Shell Amulet. So it goes Bronze, Silver, Gold, Diamond, and Supreme. Bronze being the lowest, Supreme being the highest, and you really can't get a Supreme Amulet unless you've killed the Stump Snail a bunch of times, actually. But once you kill your Stump Snail enough, then your amulet will get better and it will have more stats to it. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the Stump Snail. the Shell Amulet, and let's move on to the Star Amulets. Okay, so the Star Amulets, I would say, are arguably the most overpowered amulets in this game, and they are quite honestly always changing. On it, the developer is constantly changing how these Star Amulets work, just because they can be so powerful, and if one of the items on one of these amulets is too good, then it kind of throws the whole game out of balance. So there are, again, different types of Star Amulets, however, it works a lot differently than the Shell Amulet works. So the Star Amulet, you actually can get it by having different gifted bee types. So it doesn't mean if you have 50 gifted bees in your hive that you're going to be able to generate a Supreme Star Amulet. You have to have different types of bees in your hive. So it kind of scales like that. So to get the Bronze Star Amulet, you're going to need 5 different gifted bee types. To get Silver, you're going to need 10. To get Gold, you are going to need to have more. You're going to need 20. To get Diamond, you're going to need 30. And to get Supreme, you're going to need 40. And the Supreme is the powerhouse. It's definitely the best because unlike the other types of this amulet, it has passive abilities on it, which is kind of a more advanced thing that I could get to a little bit more in another video. But the reason I also think this type of amulet is so powerful is because it gives you great capacity buffs, and especially at earlier stages of the game, just a little bit more capacity can be so incredibly helpful. Because it really, I think, does turn a lot of people away from this game when they constantly have to spend time going to their hive, and, you know, it gets frustrating after a while. So this amulet will help make sure that you don't fill up your storage so fast. So I think that's enough said with the Star Amulet. I can definitely post another video about Star Amulets. I do have some videos on my channel, actually, that explain just a little bit about Star Amulets. I have a series where I try to generate a really good Star Amulet for myself. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next amulet, and that's going to be the Stick Bug. Okay, so the Stick Bug amulet, I would say, personally was one of the hardest for me, and it's not necessarily because it's just this insane thing in the game, but you do need quite a few people to help you out in order to get a pretty good Stick Bug amulet. So the Stick Bug amulet is also kind of like the Stump amulet and the Star Amulet, not in the way of how you get it, but it is the same in the stages of it. So it starts at Bronze, and then it goes to Silver, it goes to Gold, and then it ends with Diamonds. This one does not have a Supreme Amulet, which I think confuses a lot of people. The highest Stick Bug Amulet that you can get is going to be Diamond tier, and maybe in the future that will change and we will get a Supreme Stick Bug Amulet, but for now we're stuck with Diamond, which I'm totally fine with because quite honestly, I think it would be extremely difficult for people to get the Supreme version of this amulet, because in order to get higher Stick Bug amulets, you're going to need to get higher Stick Bug scores, you're going to need to defeat higher level Stick Bugs, and that can be really difficult if you are playing the game on your own. You're really going to need a bunch of other people that are willing to get higher score with you, just because you're going to need a lot of attack power for that one. Next one is the Moon Amulet, a pretty self-explanatory amulet. You're going to need 100 Moon Charms. You can generate that, and you can generate it, and every time you generate it, it should get better with capacity until it reaches its peak, and then it will stop giving you higher capacity every time. But it is good to just generate it occasionally and see if you can get something good like Instant Conversion, or something else like Honey Per Pollen can also be really good. So that one's pretty self-explanatory. The next one is the Ant Amulet. This one also has stages Bronze, Silver, Gold, Diamond, and Supreme, and it basically you can get more by defeating more ants in the challenge. And I would say this one is also pretty easy. The Supreme is not too hard to get in this one, but to do this you're going to need to have bees with good attack power, and your bees are also going to need to have just some good stats. You're going to need some rage tokens, and you're going to need to have higher levels on your bees, because if your bees are lower level than the ants in the challenge, then it's going to be extremely difficult to kill them. And the ant challenge, it's kind of just a weird thing in the game. I love it a lot personally, but it definitely does take a lot of practice to get used to it, because it can be a little bit weird. And the last one, probably my least favorite one, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad one, is the King Beetle Amulet. You get the King Beetle amulet as a drop from the King Beetle, however, it is not guaranteed. It rarely comes when you kill the King Beetle. I seriously maybe get one every week if even, and you know, that's totally fine. The amulet actually should get a little bit better every time that you defeat your King Beetle, but I haven't really found that to be the case for myself at least. But yeah, that's kind of all of the 6 amulets in the game. I would be happy to go into a deeper dive on all these amulets. Maybe I could even dedicate a video to each of the amulets and explain a little bit more, but that's going to be about it for these. So, thank you guys once again so much for watching. Thank you for 3,000 subscribers. It's so surreal. I cannot believe it. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate every one of you guys so much. And that's going to be about it. So, thank you guys once again so much for watching. If you like my content, please consider liking, subscribing, turning on notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.